Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here. This is episode 86 of the American Reveille Podcast. And in a world gone mad, a world that bans Dr. Suess, has book burnings in Ocean Beach and in other cities where they're literally burning piles of books and saying they're doing it in the name of anti-racism. This crazy, psychotic, evil world, folks, gone mad, where people are being censored, where hate speech, supposed hate speech, is being blocked and destroyed. President Obama, the former president, the socialist president, the evil president, he comes out, he makes a biography, and he absolutely buries Israel in this biography. How is it that Obama, one of the most radical political leaders of our time, can come out and trash Israel, right? Trash Israel, put Jewish lives and other people's lives in danger. There's a lot of weight behind what a former president says, putting people's lives in danger. How can he do that? That's okay. No accountability. But we can't even have Dr. Seuss books? You hypocritical lefty piece of shit. Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here, episode 86 of the American Reveille Podcast. How you guys doing today? I'm sure you saw with the intro how I feel about Obama. Most of us feel that way about Obama. He was a liar, he was a thief, he was a cheat, and now he's here rewriting and changing our history. That's right, folks. That's what he does. He comes in with all that power, all that socialist power, and he just rips a page out of history and just shoves it where the sun don't shine and rewrites it. Let's just rewrite it. Screw it. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We live in such a messed up time. We really do. We have such a fight ahead of us. It's a heavy burden. I know it's a heavy burden. Just keep plowing through. This stuff's hard to listen to. It's hard to watch, all right? But I promise we'll do a happy podcast episode today at some point. It is the weekend. I try to put some funny and some happy stuff out. But before we get into that, do me a favor. If you're watching this on Odyssey, subscribe to my channel. YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Wherever you're watching this, Rumble, subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, do the same. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell, 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Please do me that favor. I am having such a hard time getting this information out to people, getting the power back into the people's hands because of the censorship. So the more you interact, the more you get involved, the better we can spread the good word, folks. Do me that favor, all right? So before we get into this, all right, before we get into what he said, we have to talk about who he is, all right? Obama is a career politician. He came out of nowhere, all right? He has questionable background, raised in the system, all right? This man has ties with literal terrorists. I'm not talking Osama bin Laden terrorists. I'm talking Bill Ayers, Weather Underground. I'm talking real dark stuff. This man has been absolutely involved with brainwashing our children, infiltrating our school systems, and fundamentally changing the thought process of young Americans, turning them into Marxists. Marks? You could call them Marxist marks, because that's what they are. They're marks. They're pawns. They're puppets. They're mind controlled. They're brainwashed. They're poisoned with the Obama ideology, the woke ideology. Obama's promised land falsely portrays Israel occupiers, all right? He portrays Israel's occupiers. He portrays them as aggressors. He portrays them as folks who stole the Palestinians' land. Forget what the Bible says. Forget what the Torah says. Forget any of the truth, any of the archaeological records. I'm having a moment, right, guys? Jeez. It doesn't matter. Obama, his truth is the new truth. All right. This is Joe Hoff. This is coming from the Gateway Pundit. Obama's latest biography, A Promised Land, lies about Israel's history and incites hatred against the Jewish state. On February 24th, 2021, JustNews.com reported about censorship in Amazon of books considered to be hate speech. And we've seen book burnings. If you haven't noticed this, if you haven't seen, book burnings are popping up all across America. If you don't know it now. I'm telling you, book burnings are popping up. People are burning books in the United States. You know, the same type of stuff that happened once upon a time in the 1920s and 30s. And God, we could just mention many different decades in many different countries across the ponds. Sometime before this week, when it removed from its digital shelves a book critical of a transgender ideology, and that's what that is, it's ideology. It's an ideology. It's not science. Amazon altered its content policy to explicitly forbid books that promote hate speech, a major rule change that could be used to rationalize action against a broader range of books sold by the digital retail giant. And that's the problem. The question becomes, what's hate speech? All right. And we need all kinds of speech out there. We need to know what's good, what's bad. We need to be able to make decisions for ourselves. But for them to block a transgender offensive book is wrong because there's no science proving transgenderism. All right? Really, there isn't. So when they define what science is, that's literally what happens. They come in and they redefine science. They redefine words. They redefine what we're supposed to think. And now Amazon sides with one side, and then that's what we're supposed to go with. That's not fair. How come one side gets to win? How come we all don't get to win? Because that's the old dream. That's what America's supposed to stand for, our own individual liberty. But no, that other half, they want to consume us and create an entire socialist community. All right. If Amazon is now going to censor books considered hate speech, it certainly should censor Obama's new biography, which lies about Jewish history and incites hatred against the Jews and Israel. On December 28th, 2020, Robert Spencer describes how Obama lied about Israel's history in his biography to incite violence against the Jewish state. All right, guys, this is hard to listen to. This is going to upset you. It pisses me off as well, but we're going to go through it because you need to know what a piece of crap Obama is. All right, you need to be reminded what he believes in and what his followers believe in, because this is the Democrat ideology. This is what the left believes. All right. If you're on the left and you're listening to this and you don't believe what I'm saying and you vote for this guy and you vote for Biden and you think you're pro-Israel, you're cursing Israel. Plain and simple. Obama portrays Britain and then Israel as occupying powers in Palestine without ever explaining who actually owned the land they were and are supposedly occupying. He makes no mention of the League of Nations mandate for Palestine. As the Palestinian delusion explains in detail, the mandate directed the British to encourage close settlement by Jews on the land, or the establishment of the Jewish national home. What gave the League the right to do such a thing? The dying Ottoman Empire had ceded Palestine to the League in 1918. Jews had lived in that land from time immemorial, and it was otherwise sparsely populated. It was a perfect place for the Jews who faced discrimination, harassment, and worse in Europe and elsewhere to settle. All right? Thus, the common assumption which Obama fosters that the Israelis are illegitimate occupiers of a land that belongs rightly to the Palestinian founders on the facts. All right. There never was a Palestinian state, no Palestinian king, no Palestinian emperor, no Palestinian president. There never was a Palestinian nationality or ethnicity distinct from the nationality and ethnicity of the Arabs of the region. Palestine, like Staten Island or Georgetown, was always the name of a region, not a nation state or ethno-national home. That's the thing. Israel was, Israel is, and Israel has been. Palestine never was. There never was a homeland for Palestine. You are a town. You're a freaking borough. You're Brooklyn. Deal with it. Obama also claims that the Jews organized highly trained armed forces to defend their settlements without mentioning that in 1919, a Muslim leader, Amin al-Husseini, a member of a prominent Arab clan in Jerusalem, orchestrated attacks, a whole series of attacks on Jews all over Palestine. The following year, he instigated riots in Jerusalem during Passover amid mass looting and rapes. 6 Jews were murdered and over 200 were injured. A court of inquiry found that the Jews were the victims of a peculiarly brutal and cowardly attack, the majority of the casualties being old men, women, and children. Wonderful. And Obama leaves that out. We know Obama's a Muslim, by the way. We know he does everything pro-Muslim. We know about the Iran deal that he orchestrated. We know all of the pandering to the Muslim world from Obama. Come on. This violence was ongoing. In August 1929 in Jerusalem, rioting Arabs murdered 133 Jews and injured over 200 more, many in their homes. In Hebron, they murdered another 67 Jews, and in Safed, 20 more. The British government-appointed Shaw Commission found that the riots took the form, in the most part, of a vicious attack by Arabs on Jews, accompanied by wanton destruction of Jewish property. Obama mentions none of it. He leaves it all out so he can brainwash more people. His description of the birth of the State of Israel is no more fair or accurate. As Britain withdrew, the two sides quickly fell into war, and with Jewish militias claiming victory in 1948, the State of Israel was officially born. That's not how it went. The two sides were actually tiny. Israel against the giant massed forces of Egypt, Syria, Iraq, Transjordan, Lebanon, and Saudi Arabia. They didn't fall into war. The Arab League declared war immediately after Israel declared its independence. Obama's use of the term militias to describe the Israel Defense Forces is doubtlessly chosen for its resonance with the right-wing, racist, white supremacist militias that American leftists hysterically imagine are stalking our land. This is accurate. These people on the left live in a bubble. They don't experience reality, so they are sold anything and they buy everything. When you see Nancy Pelosi up there saying, this is the For the People Act, and it's called For the People because it's for the people. There's literally millions of Americans that go, oh my God, Nancy Pelosi says for the people, and I believe it. I trust her, so it's for the people. Great. And then they change the channel and watch whatever nonsense they watch next. That's what it is. So this is literally selling garbage to those people and their new recruits. Plain and simple. It's disgusting. Let's keep reading. Even worse, Obama claims that for the next 3 decades, Israel would engage in a succession of conflicts with its Arab neighbors. One would get no hint from his account of the fact that Israel would engage in all these conflicts, not out of some imperialist or supremacist impulse, but because each and every time Arab forces carried out unprovoked attacks against the Jewish state. Obama appears determined to portray Israel as the aggressor, trusting in the general ignorance of his readership. This is a much more eloquent way to say what I just said, basically. Obama's animus towards Israel is so great that he even calls the Temple Mount one of Islam's holiest sites. Literally, this is an anti-Israel president. An evil, evil man. Obama could literally, if he turned out to be the Antichrist, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. Disgusting human being. And that has nothing to do with his race or where he was born or anything like that. This has to do with what he says, the garbage diarrhea that comes out of his mouth, and his character. Obama's character is rotten, corrupt, wicked to the core. To the core. Promised Land thus includes a concise primer for leftists to remind them of why they must hate Israel. He doesn't mention the Temple Mount's importance in Judaism or what it stood for and stands for thousands of years. Obama's latest biography, A Promised Land, lies about Israel's history and incites hatred against the Jewish state. Since Amazon is now censoring books it considers hate speech, Obama's A Promised Land should certainly be censored. All right. Ezekiel Doiney is author of Obama's assault on Jerusalem's Western Wall and provided the information in this post, so he gets the credit for that. Guys, if you didn't know it, The Obamas have a deal with Netflix. They're making biographies and they're making what are those called? Documentaries. They're doing historical documentaries. They're rewriting all this stuff. They're rewriting history. He's writing books. Kids are going to read these books. Kids are going to read these books and believe that Palestine's culture was bullied. They're going to believe that Palestinians are tortured. They're going to hear nothing of Israel and the Jews and their struggles. And then the Jews again are going to be persecuted just as they have been throughout history. You see where this cycle goes? It's all a cycle. It all comes around. Here we are again in a different land, in a different place, doing the socialism shit again. Here we are again doing the same stuff over and over and over and over. When are we going to learn, ladies and gentlemen? It's not socialism that's going to make everybody get along and think about the community. It's going to be common sense that brings us all together. All right, folks. So I wanted you to hear about that. I wanted you to hear about what Obama's doing, what this dirty, evil son of a bee is doing. And you need to absorb that, take it in, and know what is happening so that when the left talks some crap and when you need to wake more people up and when you need to spread the good word, you know the facts, you know the truth, you're empowered, you're informed, you're enlightened, ladies and gentlemen. This was episode 86 of the American Reveille Podcast. Do me a favor. In the description section below, there's all kinds of links for the newsletter. Sign up to that. There's links for social media, links to where you can watch this, listen to this. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, do me a favor and give me a 5-star rating. Leave a comment, all right? Leave the review. All right. Share. Get on social media, gab.com, American_Reveille, American_Reveille. Follow me there. Please. All right. It's a great place to be. And if Parler goes down, you need to find me on Gab. So American_Reveille on Gab. Look for James Lane and the blue check mark. Head over to Parler, www.parler.com. It's back. Parler with an E, not LOR, PARLER. All right. I'm at the James Lane on Parler. Follow me there. Same on Odyssey. It's going to replace YouTube one of these days. Please follow me on Odyssey. This is all in the description section below. All you have to do is just take 2 seconds, look in the description section and click the link. Follow me there, guys. All right. Rumble as well. YouTube as well. We're shadow banned in a lot of places, so it's been real difficult. So whatever you can do to share this, it's a great help, guys. I really need you to do that. Head to AmericanReveille.com. We're going to get the new website up soon. I'm updating. This is just the one that's temporarily in its place, but it's where you can get all of our articles, our main hub of videos, everything else. And of course, you can hit the support us tab and you can donate to our cause. We would greatly appreciate it. Really, we would. Folks, do me a favor as well. If you have any feedback, any questions, if you believe you can help, if you'd like to write for us, if you would like to do some digital art for us, www.americanreveille.com. You can hit the contact tab and fill out that contact form, or you can email me directly, James Lane at AmericanReveille.com. All right, guys, I really appreciate it. I really do. I think that that this is important information that needs to get out. And I just want to say thank you guys for listening, taking this information and enjoying this show and supporting this show. I really appreciate everybody so far. And we're doing great things and we're going to keep plowing through the road, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to keep plowing through the mud, keep climbing the hills, keep hitting the sand dunes until we make it to the promised land, ladies and gentlemen. In the end, we will all prevail. All right. This episode, by the way, was sponsored. It was absolutely sponsored by Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea. You can go to getthetea.com. All right. www.getthetea.com. All right. You head over there, www.getthetea.com, and you get yourself some Life Change Tea. It's a really awesome daily cleanse. It took my gut away, helped get rid of the bloating, helped get rid of the inflammation. It's got a bunch of herbs. It's a proprietary blend. These herbs have been used for thousands of years, and these guys really nailed it. They nailed it. It's getthetea.com. Promo code James for free delivery and shipping. And if you stick around a couple extra seconds after the end of this episode, there'll be a little commercial that I made, and you'll hear it or see it and then we'll be out of here. All right, guys? So go to getthetea.com, get yourself a pack of Life Change tea, try it out. It's really, really good. I feel so much better, guys. I really do. I've been drinking it. I swear. I showed you in the ad. All right. You'll see it. I drink this stuff. Trust me. Go to getthetea.com. All right. Life Change tea, promo code James, free shipping and delivery. With that, guys, I hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Let me ask you a serious question. How do you feel right now? Do you feel good? Do you have energy? Are you tired? I was tired for weeks and weeks and weeks, months and months and months. I can't remember the last time I actually felt like I had get up and go. This whole COVID lockdown thing really took it out of me. I gained a bunch of weight. I ate a bunch of crappy food. I felt like garbage. And then I came across, all right, folks, and listen very closely, I came across Life Change tea. That's right, Life Change tea, ladies and gentlemen. It contains a proprietary blend of herbs that have been used for thousands of years to cleanse the body of toxins, folks. And when I say cleanse, this is going to do just that. It's going to cleanse your system out. It's going to cleanse your gut out. But there's a very big difference with Life Change tea compared to other teas out there that are made for stuff like this. This tea's gentle. Listen, I tried it. I've been drinking it. I'm drinking it right now, all right? It's not hard to make. You let it steep. You put it in this big gallon jug here. You let it sit in the fridge. You're drinking an 8-ounce glass to 2 8-ounce glasses a day. It's not hard to use, but it's gentle. It's gentle. I've tried other teas, other cleanses, right? Other 7-day things, 10-day things. This is an everyday thing, right? I've tried these different products, and it's keeled me over. Horrible gas, horrible pain. Ah, man. Just go into the bathroom, liquid death. That is not what you get with Life Change tea. You get reliability. You get something gentle. You feel great. Just after a week, just give it a week. Try the tea for a week, right? Drink it down, clean yourself out. The bloated stomach will go away. The energy will slowly come back. Couple that with a healthy lifestyle, and folks, the sky is the limit. All right, guys, do me a favor. Head to getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. Get yourself some Life Change tea, folks. Use the promo code James, James. It's my first name, James Lane, right, guys? Promo code James. Free delivery, ladies and gentlemen. Free delivery. Change your life now. Get your hands on some Life Change tea.